Zedwin. I think
Mm-hmm.
Zedwin is here. I think you had the question, right?
Zedwin?
Hello, can I speak? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, go
speak.
ahead.
Yeah. More than a question, it's more of addressing the vegan community as a whole. I feel like I'm not saying this for everyone, but I feel like sometimes it feels kind of gatekeepy, in a sense, that people that come here to discuss don't really have that choice to discuss because they just come here and they just get berated by like pre-formulated um, questions or responses, and they don't really get to say it's on their minds.
Oh, okay.
I just
That's fine. So I will allow you to say what's on your mind. When it comes to veganism, are you a vegan or not?
No, not really. I just came here to see what was up, but yeah.
Okay. So is that something that you believe is justified to not be vegan?
I don't think it's justifiable or not justifiable. I feel like
Oh, neutral.
I'm neutral about it. I mean,
Okay.
I don't care if someone is vegan, but I wouldn't impose it on people.
No, that's not the question. Sorry. I'm not asking if you'd impose veganism on someone else. I'm asking if you think it, in your view, it's morally justified to say if you eat chickens to breed them into existence and purposefully take their life away so you can have them in your sandwich. Would you say that's justified?
I mean, it depends on who you ask the question to. If you ask
Oh,
that to a
sorry.
vegan, of course
Just to
they're gonna
be
say,
sorry, Zedwin. When I'm asking you specifically.
yeah. I'm saying for me it is because
Oh,
I do
okay.
eat
So it is justified.
meat.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're. It's not that you're doing something hypocritically. It's that you're doing something and you fully believe it to align with your values.
basically.
Okay. So just to double check, because obviously when I hear that, I get a bit concerned because I'm an animal too, right? So just to be clear, you wouldn't think it's justified in the case of, let's say, a dog instead of a chicken?
Depends on culture.
No,
Everything
no,
is based off
I'm
context.
asking, please, I'm asking you.
If you ask a Chinese person, they might say yes.
Well, that's just xenophobic. I'm asking you.
It is not xenophobic.
We're not gonna. We're not
It
gonna.
depends
Hang
on
on, hang on.
culture.
We're not gonna play this game. By the way, I'm asking you
There's
specifically for what
nothing.
you believe. Okay, so you did
You're trying
say
to corner me into a question.
no. If
Like
you feel if you feel
that can
cornered,
only
then I
give
think you
you.
know where this might be going. So, do you
It's
think
but
it's
this is a
justified?
problem.
No, no, no.
This is
Yeah,
a
the
problem.
problem is
It's like
people can't answer
everything
questions.
goes.
Just to be
No, the
clear,
problem is
yeah, no, no, no. Do you
I'm
think
getting
it's
asked questions that
justified?
goes.
Do you think it's
Well, what
justified
is
to do the
this?
same thing to a dog?
But this is not a conversation. Then
It's not a
I
conversation,
instead
yeah,
of
if
having a
people don't
conversation,
answer the
you're
question.
leading me into a set of questions that are gonna give you an answer that you want to hear.
No,
Yeah,
what
So
just
I
that
real
no,
that
quick
way
what
as a
just to
I
be
give you
clear,
the reason.
what I want to hear actually is, oh, I'll go vegan today, but you won't say that. So I'm not going to hear what I want to hear. What I'd like to
also
hear, sorry, Felix, do you want to go?
just quickly as like a quick moderator of this VC. If you don't want to talk about veganism, you're free to leave.
Yeah.
That's all.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
Okay.
It's just
Just
Then we can
that
carry
doesn't
on.
have
We can
anything to
carry
do
on
with
with the
veganism.
yeah, we can carry on with the
But
conversation
it's not
then.
a conversation if you're just asking me one question after the other just to get me to say yes, you're right. That is
No,
not a
I'm not
conversation.
getting you to say yes, you're right. I'm trying to stake out your values. You said to me that it is justified in your view to farm a chicken and kill them so you can have them in a sandwich. So I'm just trying to next find out if you think that's the same for like an animal like a dog. Is that true or no?
That's the thing. It depends on
I'm asking you.
countries.
Yeah, I'm
Look,
asking
for
you.
example, there in France, for example, I am right now. I'm living in France. People eat horse. You could ask someone in the U.S. They might say, "Oh, that's horrible. That is insane." It
Well,
depends where you live.
yeah, I'm asking
So
you. I'm
maybe
asking you. You complain that people don't like let people talk about their values and their beliefs. So now I'm asking you your beliefs. Do you think it's justified to farm a dog for a sandwich?
for me personally, not
No.
because
Okay.
where I live, they are pets and we treat them as such. But if for example, for me the pet or the national pet was like a chicken, well, I wouldn't kill it
Okay.
the same way as in other countries.
I don't know if you cut off for other people, but I can't hear you. Can anyone hear me?
Wait, what?
I can't hear him either.
It's
Oh,
fine,
okay.
it's
Yeah,
fine.
you cut off.
No, I'm push to talk.
Oh, okay. Well, just to be clear, what I gathered from that is if you had a chicken as a companion animal, you wouldn't want to kill and eat them, right?
Of course, because it would be I decided it's gonna be my companion animal.
Okay. So just to check that consistency, obviously humans are animals too, but we can't have them as pets, right? So as humans aren't your companion animals, would you think it's justified to farm them for a sandwich filler?
Again, that makes no sense. I mean,
I'll
what
explain
if
it.
anything?
Yeah, I'll explain it. So obviously, humans are animals, just like these animals. So you're saying the reason I won't farm a dog is because they're my pet. So I'm just trying to work out, a human can't be your pet, so, and they're an animal. So in your view, is it then justified to farm them for a sandwich filler? If not, there's something else at play that is making it the case that you think it's justified to send them to the slaughterhouse.
I mean, you cannot farm a human because it's against the law.
I'm not
It's just
asking. I'm asking if
literally,
it's
yeah.
morally justified. I think I'm asking a very specific question to find out your value.
Yeah, I see. I see we're going there again. Yeah, we're asking a specific question
Yeah,
that
absolutely
needs a specific answer.
Yeah,
That is a
it needs
yes.
your
You're
honest
right. That's
answer.
what you're
No,
looking
no,
for.
no. I want the answer of your value. Do you think it's wrong to farm humans? I'm not asking if you think it's legal. I'm asking if you think it's morally wrong.
Yeah, I mean, of course,
Yeah, okay.
morally speaking, yeah. If I'm a human, for me, morally, it is.
Okay, so then there's got to be some distinctive, morally significant difference between you, a dog, a chicken, that would justify killing the chicken for a sandwich filler. And I'm trying to work out what it is because it's unclear.
Well, me personally, I'm not gonna farm a human because I'm a human. But as the same as a lion might not pose itself the question, am I gonna eat this human or not? Even though we're animals, the same.
But it
Like
can't
they're
be.
not gonna ask
Yeah.
themselves this moral question.
It can't be that though, because you're not a dog, but you wouldn't farm a dog for a sandwich. So there's got to be some sort of different thing there, like a trait or something, an attribute that's there that's saying, yeah, I can kill you, and I'm trying to work out what it is, because you're not a dog.
Yeah, I see. I don't understand your question right now. Are you asking something?
Yeah, I'm asking, right? So you said to me, I wouldn't kill a human because I'm a human. Like I wouldn't do that. And in the dog instance, you wouldn't kill a dog because they're a pet. So if an individual is neither a human like nor a pet, so say for example you have a dog, they're not your pet, they don't belong to anyone, they're a stray, is it justified to kill them? If you say no, there's something else happening.
What do you mean? Is it justified killing the dog? You're
Yeah,
saying?
like the stray dog. Say if I wanted to then take them and then I farm them and I put them in my sandwich,
Mhm.
have I done anything wrong in your view?
I mean, still depends.
Depends on what.
I mean, it is considered the dogs are companion animals, but
If
it
they're
depends on
not,
culture.
no,
You
yeah.
need context for anything.
I'm giving you the context. I'm saying they are a stray. They belong to no one. Nobody wants them. Have I done something wrong? If I farm
Yeah, well,
them, they're not anyone's companion animal. I've decided they are a dog for meat, and I slaughter them for my sandwich filler. Have I done something wrong in your view?
well, I believe it's against the law. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not asking if it's
And
against the law. I'm asking if you think it's wrong.
I mean, if you're doing since you can get meat from other sources, you
Yeah,
don't need to go out of your way to kill a stray dog.
that's not what's being asked of you,
Like,
because you can get meat from I've just had vegan ham sandwich, so I've got my meat from a plant-based source. So that doesn't actually
okay,
get you out of it. So I'm asking you, would it be wrong if I took a stray dog, didn't belong to anyone, and I farmed them for flesh so I could have the sandwich? Would it be justified in your view, or have I done something wrong?
to be honest, me personally, I wouldn't really care if it wasn't my dog or anything, but
Okay.
I'm saying, sure, if you want to,
Okay, so
go for it.
it would be justified in your view if I
Like,
wanted to.
not justified. I mean, you're breaking the law, and for me, it's like, well, you're breaking the law. You know what you're getting into if
I'm
you
not
want to
asking
just go ahead
legality.
and kill a
Yeah.
dog.
I'm asking
Well, the thing
morality.
is, legality is based off of morality. Every single law is based off
No.
morality.
Okay, so just to be
Yes,
clear,
it is.
Hold on.
just to be clear, before it became law that you go to prison if you murder someone, it wasn't actually wrong to murder someone in your view. So the second they made it law, you were like, oh, that's actually morally wrong, or was it wrong before then?
It's not that. It's that legality is based off morality. So
Yeah, I'm not
since it's
asking you
not
if it's
moral to kill a
based.
person,
Yeah, I'm not asking you if it's based off it. I'm asking you, can you
oh my God,
acknowledge that something
this is,
can be wrong while not actually being something that's implemented like in law as illegal?
I'm saying, me personally, I don't care. So you could, for me, if you want to, go ahead, kill it. I
Um,
mean,
Hold on, real quick. Vegan
go
guys,
kill a stray.
maybe give them an example, because remember we're in English Hub, so maybe there's some kind of English barrier somewhere. So maybe if you give them an example, it will be a little bit easier to understand.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because obviously I don't know laws everywhere, but say for example, FGM. If there's no law against FGM and people deploy it and it's like religiously justified to do you think it's morally justified to do because it's not illegal?
Can you repeat that again, that last part?
Yeah, say for example, if FGM were not illegal, would you think it's morally justified to do?
What is FGM? I
Female
don't know every. Yeah.
female genital mutilation.
Oh yeah, it's just not part of my vocabulary every day.
That's fine.
Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, if it's not illegal,
Mhm.
do you think it's then justified? It's not wrong?
Well, if I would live in a society that deems that not legal, then I would find that fucked up, you know.
No,
So
I'm asking if
yes,
it's.
for me, it's
Oh,
wrong.
okay. It's
For
what?
me,
Sorry,
that's wrong.
that's wrong.
Yeah,
Even if it wasn't
it's wrong.
illegal.
Hmm.
Okay, so
So
when
the
you
thing is,
mentioned,
everything.
yeah, okay, so now we
I
have
can
now we
compute.
can just
Sorry.
dismiss the bit
Yeah, okay,
before.
yeah, because the thing is, I see this like recurrent pattern. It's like, I mean, I can read the comments now as saying like, oh, I'm wasting the time and whatnot. I mean, I think the whole point of this is having conversations with people that aren't vegan
Yeah,
to
yeah,
discuss about the thing.
yeah, and I'm talking to
But
you right.
I don't.
Yeah.
If if you guys
Hang
feel like
on.
I'm wasting your
No,
time,
you're talking to me, okay? So just, I'm not saying you're wasting my time, okay? So you're talking to me right now. But I can see why someone might see it as time wasting. If someone says, well, the thing is, this isn't illegal, therefore it can't be bad. But then I go through this whole thing where I'm asking them, okay, well, here's an example of something that isn't illegal, but you still would find it wrong. So when you say, okay, I think that's fine because it's not illegal, you have kind of wasted some time there because that's not actually really what you believe then, right?
but that's because you said, what if this wasn't illegal? Would this be wrong? Like, it is illegal because it is wrong.
I don't
That is why it
know.
is illegal. So
Yeah,
you said,
no. Well, no,
yeah,
because
you
if it
said,
is
why?
no, let's see what you're saying. If it is the case that it could be wrong for you, even if it weren't illegal, then you're showing how something can be wrong while being legal.
I'm not saying things can't be wrong while being legal.
Okay, there we go. So then we can dismiss all of that and we can go back to the question, right? So we were talking about the fact that you wouldn't farm a human. You wouldn't think it's rather justified to farm a human, never mind whether or not you do it, because you talked about the legality of it. Now we can dismiss that. We understand that even if something, it hasn't got a legal
Well,
status, that doesn't tell you.
Not completely dismiss it. I don't think we could completely dismiss it. I mean, of course, not every law is good, or not everything that's not law should be good, but most of it is, and that's why we have a society that's working society. Like, or else people would just be robbing stores outside every single day and killing people in the street.
Well, yeah, so
without any consequences.
Just to be clear, if like dog meat is legal, you would think it's morally justified. You're like a moral relativist, is that?
Well, if it was if it was accepted by society, and everybody thought since conception, since birth, you were like, your head or your brain was trained to be like, okay, well, eating dog is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think nobody will see that as a problem. But since that's not the case.
Yeah, I'm not asking if
at least for me.
Yeah, I'm not asking about social norms of people and how they comply with these things. I'm asking, just to be clear, for you, if it were legal to eat dogs for meat and someone did it where it is legal, you would say, no, they've not done anything wrong. Is that correct?
If it was legal since I was born, and if it was something that was considered normal, yes, I would.
Yeah, no, so you're looking outside. Say, for example, there's a country and they fully legalize eating dogs, or they fully legalize eating humans. Would you think it's justified to do that morally?
You mean like if something like just came up, like a new law?
Yeah,
new something
law
like
tomorrow.
That. That's what you're saying?
Tomorrow, it's like, okay, well, in this country, sending humans to the farms, sending dogs to farms for sandwich fillers, all absolutely legal. You can do it if you want. Would you look at them and go, well, I might feel uncomfortable, but I don't think they're doing anything wrong?
I mean, for me, it would be wrong, yeah, personally.
Okay, so when we're talking about appealing to culture, appealing to legality and everything like that, even if something is legal, even if something is culturally acceptable, you would still say, okay, well, I have a preference against that. So this is why we need to stop talking about these things, because we're together, right? We're trying to tell each other our preferences. I'm trying to find out what your actual preferences are. You keep telling me these things, and then you're saying, oh, no, actually, even if that were the case, I wouldn't then agree with it. So there must be something else that is saying to you, oh, no, that's wrong. Could I give an example of why I think killing an animal for sandwich fillers is bad?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm valuing sentience, right? I'm saying, look, they are having a subjective experience, just like I am. It might not be the same. Well, it probably isn't the same, right? This is my own experience. You have your own experience. And these other animals are as well. And therefore, there's no morally significant difference there between me and them that would justify slitting their throat and it not being a terrible experience for them as it would for me. And it doesn't matter if tomorrow it became illegal to farm the human, the dog, the rat, the rabbit. I would say, well, they're sentient, so I can't farm them and find that justified. So that's why it's so simple. For you, it doesn't seem to be sentience. You haven't said anything about that. It can't be legality, because even if something is legal, you can have a problem with it. And it can't be culture, because if something's culturally the case, you could still think it's wrong. So I'm trying to find out what it is that thing within the chicken that's not present in the dog, not present in the human, that you say, okay, well, slit the chicken's throat, but not the others.
Yeah, but then do you think that a lion in Africa is going to think about morality while he devours a zebra or something?
Probably not. And they're probably not going to do that when they commit infanticide against a competing mating pair. But I would never, ever kill someone else's children and say, oh, I didn't do anything wrong because lions kill babies. Like, I wouldn't do that. So I don't know why you're doing that right now either.
No, I mean, you're saying that sentience has a whole play in it, but it's only one-sided because it's then like only humans care about the sentience, but animals, when they eat each other, it's okay.
It's not. I've not made any claims about it being okay or not, and it's not
I'm
the case
asking.
that.
I'm asking. It's a question.
Well, I think it's a bad thing. I don't like it. It doesn't align with my preferences. But the thing is, I can't really talk to a lion. I don't know about you, but I can talk to you and find out if it actually aligns with your values to slit a chicken's throat. And I'm still trying to work out what it is about a chicken that would justify slitting their throat for a sandwich filler. Have you got some sort of morally significant difference between them and us that would? It's okay if you don't, by the way, because I don't think there is one.
Yeah, not really.
No, that's the problem, and that's what compelled me to go vegan. I was like, oh shit, like I can't justify this, and I can't live a lie. I can't say, look, yeah, I might be a hypocrite because everything that I ever want to say to anyone about anything, if I ever want to go, no, I don't like what you did there, I'm just a walking contradiction if I continue not being vegan. I can't value human rights and go to someone, oh, don't punch that toddler. I can't say that because I'm happy then, if I carry on not being vegan, to send animals in transport trucks to a slaughterhouse to be gassed. That doesn't make sense.
I have a question. Then, to some extent, should every animal be vegan? Is that what you're implying by saying that we have the decision of not eating animals, but animals should have also the decision of not eating each other? Like,
Well,
would you like every animal to be vegan?
Well,
Is that
I
it?
don't even know how you'd make every animal vegan in the sense that veganism is a philosophy against the exploitation of other animals. So, like, you're asking me to like, oh, are you trying to make all animals Christian? It's like I don't know how I would even communicate that to them. What I'm trying to do is make humans vegan. Now, the thing is, right, we've had this conversation, like, what is, if you don't think it's justified, there's two options. Either you carry on in hypocrisy or you go vegan. Which one do you think you would like to do that would actually express who you are as a person?
So you're basically saying if I'm not a vegan, I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah, if
basically.
well, it might be the case. You might be someone who doesn't value anyone. You might not value humans. You might think, fuck them all. You might think that. But if you are someone who does value humans, you do value their experience external to your own. You care about their rights. You care about their autonomy. If you care about those things in the human context, and you can't give a morally relevant trait between them and us, then yeah, you are a hypocrite if you carry on engaging in behaviors that exploit these non-human animals. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. And like, obviously you can come away and go, look, yeah, I am a hypocrite. But do remember that if you do that, the consequence to these animals is just so horrific. And it is not something that you can look at and go, oh yeah, that's justified. You can't. It's so horrific. We gas animals to death. We slit their throat. We confine them, and we say, you are mine in every way whatsoever. We strip them of everything they have. We steal their children from them. And then we have the audacity to put little humane labels and not like organic certified, as if that does anything for them whatsoever, just to make people feel more comfortable about something they're not actually comfortable with. It's like, so yeah, you can walk away and be like, I'm a hypocrite. But the consequence to individuals is so like unfathomable. Like, I don't know why you would.
I guess budget would be one of the reasons, because I feel like being vegan is kind of a privilege.
So obviously it's a privilege if you can go to a supermarket, but it isn't one that's like only accessible to plant-based dieters. I went vegan as a student. I had sometimes £5 for the week. And there are reports that state that it can indeed actually be cheaper. There's a Lancet report. If you are someone who is low income, you know already that you work within your budget. Sometimes you have to say no to the filet mignon or like the fancy cut of flesh. Just in the vegan context, sometimes you have to say no to the luxury, vegan ham or something. I treat myself when it's on offer. That's what I do with the money that I have. Your staples, rice, beans, like these are very cheap foods. And again, what would be, even if it were the case, say it were like £2 cheaper, more expensive a week, wouldn't you prefer to do that knowing that you're not condemning like other sentient beings to such horrific atrocities? I'd happily pay an extra £1 for a cake if it meant that like baby chicks didn't get ground up alive. Happily. Or I just wouldn't have the cake.
Yeah, I guess humanity is not ready to give up like, I guess, meat as a whole.
Humanity
Because
might
of
not be ready
many-
though, but are you?
Yeah.
When you say humanity,
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
So we people say, and you might not be doing this, but a lot of people say it, and they're kind of hiding behind humanity. So obviously there's something happening here, and I don't expect you to just fully agree now, but a conversation doesn't end when we stop speaking, right? I hope you do think about this, and yes, it does tell someone else everything about you with what you decide to act like, how you decide to behave. And if you're telling me, yes, I am someone who acknowledges these atrocities occurring, I cannot justify them, but I'm going to pay for them anyway, what am I supposed to take from that for you as a person? And then do you have any right to complain about anyone else when they inconvenience you or do something you view to be wrong, and you sit there and you're confused about why they've done it? And you go, how could they have done that? That's how you know exactly how they've done it, because they've done exactly what people do when they deny the obligation to go vegan. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like life is not everything in life is not just like rainbows and sunshine. I feel like there's stuff that is ugly about how we humans deal and stuff, like how it is an industry, and how the process is done from start to finish, of course. But hey, I mean, can't expect everyone to go vegan from just, I don't know, man. I don't feel like I will, and I don't feel like people will. I don't think that.
It's interesting when people say, oh, the world's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's always followed with trying to make it feel better that we're doing something bad. No, the world is filled with horrific atrocities, suffering, cancer, disease, crime. But that doesn't mean for a second that you don't have to behave according to like values that you claim to possess, where you care about the autonomy of other individuals. Like, no, you will not make the world vegan by going vegan yourself, but at least you will not be a hypocrite, and at least you could, hold your head up high and say, at least I'm not the one doing it, and I oppose it, and I want the world to look a different way, and I'm actually engaging in the world the way I'd like to see it. Instead of just going, oh, well, things are shit. Like, they are shit because people don't change or decide not to in that moment, because obviously we do change, but like people, like the world, we wonder why it's so crap, and it's because people make excuses. Don't do that. That's what I would say if you want to be a good person.
But the thing is, you cannot say just because I'm vegan that makes me a good person. In any.
That's not the claim I'm making. Like, there are many actions that you can take in order to actually align with your values. But veganism is a massive one of them because the animal exploitation is so rampant, so unbelievably rampant. And it tells you a lot about a person, because if they can look at a social norm and they can go, oh, that's not okay. Like that takes some introspection to look at something and go, look, just because society is doing it, just because my mates are doing it, doesn't mean
It's not about that. I feel like the fact that the human being has become the apex predator in Earth has allowed us to take a more cynical approach on many things, not only animals, but also war, even us, how we treat ourselves, how we treat different ethnic groups, everything. So we can just do it because we're allowed to do it. I feel like if another species that had our same sense or level of consciousness was in our level, well, maybe they wouldn't be as hardwired as the human being on, taking advantage over stuff. But that's kind of our, I would say, nature. It's like hardwired on us to like take advantage of the resources. And
yeah,
I mean,
I get
you
what you're
could say this.
saying. Yeah, the thing is, it might be my nature to clench my fist. It doesn't mean it's justified for me to punch people just because I can, just because I'm of a species that is of the apex predator. It doesn't suddenly mean I have any justification to do any action that would harm somebody else. And yeah, maybe that is something that has made us feel so self-entitled that we decide to behave so uncompassionately to others. Who knows? All I know is if I think it's wrong, I'm not going to do it. And I think you should do the same if you want to see a world where people don't do these bad things. It's really as simple as that. Because we can knock our heads all day about why would someone do that? Why? But if we can't even evoke ourselves enough to change, like who we're supposedly supposed to be in control of ourselves, then I don't know why anyone would then question the behavior of other people.
Mic check.
Hello.
No, yeah, fine. It's just the other person.
Yeah. Then I guess I think that might be quite conclusive. We found there's no like morally significant difference. There's nothing that justifies it in one, like with one animal but not the other. And obviously then we're now kind of appealing to the fact that the world won't change. I mean, it will absolutely change, and it is up to the individuals within it how it changes or how quickly it changes and in which direction it goes. And you're in control of your actions to however much degree we'd like to say, and nobody else is. And so you've got to just behave according to your values. And if you don't, then you can't complain about how anyone else behaves, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just want to make a little side comment. So there are vegan substitutes for literally every single thing today. So it's not like you'll be missing out on anything, actually. I just want to share that. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I literally
Yep.
just had a vegan ham and cheese sandwich. Like,
Exactly.
you can literally
Yeah.
be a vegan meathead. I kind of am. So
Mhm.
it's really of nothing to you. It's just very perplexing to me when people complain about the behavior of other people, but then, and this could change right now if you wanted it to. You could be like, oh yeah, like I am engaging in something I can't justify. Oh yeah, I am doing this behavior that I don't think's okay, and I do have the ability to stop it. Will I or will I not? Like, I just don't get it.
There's no logical reason. We all know it.
But yeah, thank you for letting me speak.
I mean, that was a great conversation. You did great.
Yeah, I feel free to come back to me if you have a different view at some other point, whatever it might be.
I think the whole legal stuff, I also used to do how you do it, but I learned to say, well, cheating on your partner is legal, but it is not moral. So
Yeah, true. Usually people do, even people who cheat, say that they think it's wrong. So, yeah, true.
exactly.